Hello! Welcome to GastroGays Do Eurovision 2018, and in this edition we are chatting about Norway. Norway has an interesting act because we're very familiar with him. Presenting the 2009 winner of the Eurovision Song Contest, Mr. Alexander Rybak is making his comeback.
Less than a decade after he won, he's back in business as Norway has chosen their last winner to represent them once again in Lisbon.
The name of the song is How to Write a Song.
In case you didn't know, in this contest that's been going for over 60 years, Alexander Rybak will now school you in how to write a song, and it might even be a winner.
Do you think it's going to be a winner?
I hope not.
So let's give, before you, okay, I can feel a lot of pent up anger and tension going on here, so let's go into story time mode, shall we?
Let's cast our minds back to Eurovision 2016 in Stockholm.
Before the final, we may have had a libation or two of an espresso-based beverage in a martini glass, and we arrived at the arena pretty happy with life and so
Floating, one could say.
Yes, absolutely floating. And because we had been to the jury final the night before, we were actually completely aware of all the little things going on, such as Love, Love, Peace, Peace, which Mr. Alexander Rybak made a cameo in. So when we were walking to the arena, we spotted Mr. Rybak coming towards us. Now, it wasn't a surprise to us because, of course, we knew from the night before that he was in this. Everyone else was quite surprised. And doing something that probably no one has ever done to him.
Never.
Never. No one has ever probably done this to him. I went up to him and started singing with my phone in his face. I'm in love with a fairy tale. And he blanked me.
I'm not surprised that he did that because you will not be the first and you will not be the last who has ever done that to him in public.
But I'm really upset that a winner of Eurovision, a contest that I love so dearly, would blank me for just doing a tribute to him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
onto the song.
This is an interesting entry, isn't it, Patrick?
So, I have a lot of thoughts about this entry. Firstly, how dare Norway choose this? How dare they? Firstly, I don't think it's a great song.
No way!
The performer aside, I don't think it's a great song. I think it's very cheesy, it's very old-fashioned, and it's a bit egotistical to bring a song to Eurovision, schooling everyone in how to write a song. That's just my opinion.
Do remember, though, that before the new point system came in, when Alexander won, it was the highest points ever scored at Eurovision.
For an amazing song.
So he can go around teaching people as much as he likes.
I'm sure he can teach me a thing or two. But the other thing I have an issue with is that if this was San Marino, everybody would laugh at this. If this was Valentina on her 38th entry into the Eurovision Song Contest, everyone would laugh.
Including you.
But because it's Alexander Rybak, it's fine. So there's a bit of a disconnect between the performer and song for me. And if he was going to return, I would have imagined something a little more amazing than this.
So I'm going to put you into the maybe pile in
Maybe.
that case. Okay.
What do you think? Oh no, you're a
I kind of like this. Okay.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, you can question my musical taste all you like. I don't hate this, okay? You need fun at Eurovision. I completely agree with that. I like the fact that he's kind of doing something very, very different. He has spent the guts of 10 years listening to people like me going up to him singing Fairy Tale, and he's trying to do something a little bit different. And I think it's fair for him to be able to do that and do something completely, well, it's not even completely different, quite different to his original entry. And he's using the things that he's known for. He wrote the song as well by the looks of things, and he's using things that he knows really, really well, such as, musical instruments and all this type of stuff. And the violin doesn't appear until very, very late in the performance. So he's not going into his kind of stereotypical thing, but reminding people at the end, hey, I'm the violin guy, which I quite like. This is good for the kind of more family end of things at Eurovision. Remember, we're 20-somethings and we're not the youngest fans here. There are some younger fans coming up in the ranks of Eurovision in this kind of way, and many of them will like this type of song. Lisbon is going to be a very stripped back affair. It's going to have no big LED screens, it's just going to be lights and really, really simplistic. So rather than going, oh no, we're not able to put any projections behind us, we're going to put projections in front of us instead. And that's quite clever.
Thank you for that thesis on why Norway has a great entry this year.
It will get through to the final without a doubt.
Okay, so this is performing in semi-final 2. Chances of it getting into the final, I guess, quite high because it appeals to certain Eurovision fans and watchers, and then also an established performer and previous winner. So
and a fun song.
Yeah, okay. So
what do you think? Do you like the return of Rybak, or are you like some people in the world who just hate this song and think it's cheesy, corny, and needs to go into a ditch somewhere?
Let us know in the comments below, please. Coming up next, we are talking about Poland.
Step 1, believe in it, that's how you write a song.